Bonnie here. Welcome to my back porch or my back deck. So today is so nice out, so I figured we could just do our class outside today. Sorry if any cars driving by are loud, like that one. Hopefully that won't be too big of a problem during this. So today we are going to be doing our Jaguars and Panthers cartwheel clinic. So if we are a Jaguar and a Panther, we probably already know how to do our cartwheel. So we're going to very briefly go over just like the basics of a good side cartwheel and a bad side cartwheel, and then we're going to get into some really cool drills like dive cartwheels, some forearm cartwheels, near arm cartwheels that's one-handed, and then maybe try some round off drills at the very end. So for today, I need you guys to have some ample space. I need you guys to have a pillow of some kind. I'm going to be using like an outside chair pillow. That's what's going to work. You don't want one that's like super, super fluffy. And make sure you have some water. So why don't we go ahead and get started with our warm-up. So give yourself some room, and we are going to start with jumping jacks. And let's go ahead and go jumping jacks. Take a breather, put your hands on your hips, and we're going to go calf raises, raising up and down. Nice and controlled, up, down. Very nice. We have a pond down here. My little duckies are washing themselves in the pond, and it's very cute. Alright, let's do one more. Up and down, face forward. We're gonna do 20 more jumping jacks. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And now high knees again. Good job, guys. Killing it. And booty kicks. Pointing our toes. And then we're going to do 10 more burpees, alright? So Very good. Shake your arms out and get yourself a drink of water. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and stretch. So, let's do some windmills first. And then some throws. Good. And then from a squat, go squat to straight leg. Let's do that 7 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Good. Now let's go ahead and take a seat. Sit in a pike. Sit up so nice and tall and point our toes and flex our toes and point and flex and point and flex. Now point 1, flex 1 and switch. Switch, switch, switch. Point your toes, reach high up to the sky, and then reach down for your ankles. Keeping our toes nice and pointed here. And now flex your toes, grab them and pull them up off the floor. Very good. Now grab one ankle, make some circles. Very nice. And let's roll out our other ankle. Good. Now let's go up on our hands and knees. And push forward on your wrists. Now fingers facing towards each other. Rock side to side. Fingers facing away from each other. Rock side to side. Now flip your hands. It's a stop sign. Flip them away from each other. And then sit back. Very good. And now stop sign, kitty paws. Back of your hands facing towards the ground, and then press into the ground. Very good. And now let's sit crisscross applesauce and make a meatball. And spaghetti. And then check out the cheese. Very good. Grab one arm, pull it across your body. Grab your other arm, pull it across your body. My eyebrow itches. And then behind your head, touch your back, grab your elbow and pull. Very nice. And then your other arm up to the ceiling, or the sky in this case. Touch your back and grab your elbow, pull. Good, and then check your arms out to the side. Grab my back. Alright, next we're going to do straddles. I had a brain fart there for a second. Straddle. Alright, so in our straddles, making sure our legs are straight, toes are pointed, knees are facing up towards the ceiling. Once all of these things are accounted for, you may fold one shoulder under and reach to one side. And fold your other shoulder under, reach to the other side. Lay flat on one side, hands on either side of your ankle. You're going to pull your chest into that knee. And then to the other side. And then down to the middle, making sure that those knees don't roll forward, okay? Keeping the knees up towards the ceiling. And our legs straight. Good. All right, so today in our stretching, I am going to skip splits and bridges just because I am on the wooden deck. I think that would hurt my body. Okay, so let's get right into our cartwheels. If you need to get a drink of water, do so now. If not, then why don't we go ahead and start talking about the basics. So, when we do a cartwheel, there are a few things that are very important. We need to start in a tall lunge with our arms up by our ears, and we need to be making sure that we have weight distributed in our front leg and our back leg to be even, well, at least in the start of the base. You don't want too much in that forward foot because then that leg goes straight. Okay, you don't want to put everything here in your back foot because then it's hard to keep the leg over. So when you do a cartwheel, the most important thing is keeping the arms by the ears, even in the landing, and making sure that you don't cut around the side with your back leg. You want your cartwheel to look like a rainbow. It should go right up towards the ceiling and right back down. It shouldn't cut around the side. If I have two large blocks beside me, when I do my cartwheel, I shouldn't have to worry about kicking the block because I should make a perfect rainbow. So why don't we go ahead and do a couple cartwheels. So let's start with just our good side. So arms up by our ears, going into our cartwheel and landing with our arms back up by our ears. So you see how my base, when I landed, was pretty solid as well? You don't want to land with a falter, where you have to take a step back, okay? You want your base and your ending to be as solid as your base in the beginning. And another pet peeve I have a lot with cartwheels is, let's say I just finished my cartwheel, and I landed, and I land here. What's wrong here? My arms are down. You have to make sure that your arms are up by your ears when you land that cartwheel. So let's go ahead and do a couple more. So starting up tall, landing arms up by your ears, okay? Another thing too is you really got to kick that back leg up and over, and that's going to be super important when we practice our dive cartwheels as well. So why don't we go ahead and do 3 more normal cartwheels, just good side cartwheels, practicing on good form, making sure we're doing rainbow cartwheels, our back leg is kicking over, and our arms are landing up by our ears, and also that our base is very solid. So let's go ahead and do 3 of those. 1, 2, and 1 more. Very good. Now, let's go ahead and do bad side cartwheel. So, the same rules apply. It's going to feel a little funky. Sorry, these shorts are uncomfortable. It's going to feel a little funky just because it is your bad side. It's going against what feels natural for you. But if we do all of our gymnastics only on one side and we don't try to counteract with the other side, then we're going to be lopsided in our flexibility and in our strength. So it's very important to do your bad side cartwheels as well. With a bad side cartwheel, you need to kick that back leg over even more aggressively, because the tendency when you do a bad side cartwheel is to cut around the side. So you need to make sure that that back leg is going up and over your head even more exaggeratingly. Okay, so let's go ahead and try a couple bad side cartwheels. So even me, like mine, I could tell that I was a little arched. Because you want to do a cartwheel just like you would on a balance beam. If I have a perfect straight line, I want to make sure that I'm landing in place that I started in that perfect straight. That one I was center, and that's just that side feels a little wonky. Okay, so make sure that you're really focusing on keeping the hips square as well. Let's go ahead and try a couple more of these bad side cartwheels. See, that one felt a little bit better because I was focused on that one to make sure that my hips were staying square and that I wasn't arching over the top. So that's another thing that can happen a lot too, is gymnasts will try really hard to exaggerate the back leg over, but then they forget about form. Because you don't want to be piked where you're cutting around the side, but you also don't want to be arched where you're going over the top. Okay, because that's when we land cartwheels like this, and we don't want to land a cartwheel like that. So let's go ahead and do 2 more bad side cartwheels, really focusing on keeping the hips square. So reaching up, landing up tall, and finishing. Let's do 1 more of those. Arms up so tall, and looking over, landing up solid. Very nice. Okay, now that we have talked about that, we're going to do a couple drills. So this is when I want you to grab your canoe, or whatever works for you, and we're going to do a cartwheel over this. So my feet are going to be in front of the pillow, and my hands are going to reach over. So in order to do this, I have to keep my back leg even more aggressively because I have something that I'm actively trying to reach over. So I'll show it to you first. So I'm here, reaching over my pillow, and then coming up tall. It's just a little bit more of an aggressive cartwheel, and that's going to be helping us a lot when we try to do giant cartwheels. And it's pretty good for round-offs too. So over your pillow, I want you to do, let's do 5 on each leg. So 5 good side over the pillow, 5 bad side over the pillow, okay? So go 1, 2, 3. Making sure you're getting your chest up tall too, because that's another thing that tends to happen with cartwheels, is we tend to land with our chest down. And just like when we do a lever touch handstand, when that leg is coming down from your cartwheel, you want your chest to be coming up. You don't want there to be a breakage here where you're leaning forward and your legs are on the ground, but your arms are still down here, okay? So is that, we're on 3 or 4. Let's go ahead and do 2 more on our good side. So reaching up tall, over, chest up. Really focus on trying to snap that chest up a little bit faster on this last one, okay? So reaching up here, and then feet down, chest up, tall, okay? Next we're going to do the same thing, only with our bad leg, okay? So put your other leg in front. For me, I'm a lefty in gymnastics, so I'm going to be putting my right leg in front. So again, we are going over a surface, and we are doing our bad leg. So we're really going to need this back leg. Ooh, sorry, burped. We're really going to need this back leg to be aggressive over the top, okay? So here, chest up tall, go. Okay, that's 1, we're gonna do 5, so let's do 4 more. Reaching up tall, cartwheel over a pillow, chest up, finish, that's 2. Foot in front, getting ready, reaching over the top, chest up, finish, that's 3, let's do 2 more. Get ready, 1 foot in front, 1 far away. Kicking that back leg over, chest up, aggressive, and finish. And let's do 1 more here. Foot in front, arms up tall, kicking that back leg over, chest up. Very good. Okay, our next drill that we're going to do for our cartwheels is you're going to grab your pillow, and you're going to put it to the side of you. So I wish that we had a way that we could have a giant wall right here, but we don't. So we're going to have to use a pseudo wall with our pillow. So if I am a lefty, then I want my pillow to be on the right side of me. If I'm a righty, then I want my pillow on the left side of me, because you want your belly to be facing towards the pillows. Okay, your fingertips facing away, because you want to pretend that this is a wall. And if I do my cartwheel and I cut around the side even a little bit, then I'm going to land on the pillow, okay? But if I do my cartwheel completely up towards the ceiling in rainbow position, then I will land on the side of my cartwheel. So you want to start a little bit behind your pillow so that when your feet land, they'll either be beside the pillow or on the pillow, and that'll tell you what you're doing. So I'm going to do my cartwheel, and no part landed on the pillow, so that's good. Okay, so go ahead and do a couple of these, trying to go next to the pillow but not landing on the pillow. Okay? Go ahead and do 2 more here. Good. I like how I said good to myself. So I was like, that was a good one. I was right next to it. Yeah, because you want to be landing as close as you can to it without being on it. Okay? So let's go ahead and do 1 more. Landing beside your pillow, not on your pillow. Good. And now go ahead and flip it to the other side. What you want to do to one side, you must do to the other. Great. So, 1 foot in front. Back. Arms up by your ears. Now this one's going to be a little bit harder. Okay? Because cutting around the side feels a lot more natural on your bad side than it is on your good side. So it's okay if we land a couple feet on the pillow, but try your best not to. Try to land beside the pillow. Woo. I was very unbalanced on that one, which is okay. You just want to try and tighten that up. You're doing the same thing that I just did. Here. Going over the pillow. Now see, that one I didn't love, the one I just did, because I was so worried about not touching the pillow that I arched. You can't miss both of those things. You got to make sure that you're doing your rainbow, but you're not arching either. So I'm gonna have to do that again because that was not very good. Reach up tall. That was better. That was better. I can give myself that one. All right, let's do one more on our back side before we move on to our next one. Arms up so tall. Here. And very good. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do, we can put our pillows to the side for now. Shocked me. We're going to be working one arm cartwheels. So do this kind of like at your own risk. Because if a one arm cartwheel is a little scary for you, that's okay. You can go ahead and start placing hands on the floor too. But we're first going to be working on a near armed cartwheel. When you do a near armed cartwheel, that means just that the hand that goes onto the floor first when you do your cartwheel is the one that's going to be supporting the whole cartwheel, rather than your second hand, which is far arm, which we will be doing next. So, start with your good side leg front, and since I'm a lefty, my left arm is going to hit the floor, and that's the only one that's going to touch. If I was a righty, then it would be my right hand, and my right arm would be the only one that's touching. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a couple. So when you do this, you can either support and hold onto your one hand, or you can try and go here, or you can put it to the side. I honestly don't know what I do until I do it. I think I put it to the side, but we'll see. So arms here. So near arm cartwheel, and up. So another thing with this too, it's really easy when you do a one arm cartwheel to go wonky in the actual cartwheel. Like what I just did, that was not the cleanest cartwheel I've ever done in my life. You need to make sure that you're trying to keep the hips square and you're still kicking that back leg up and over, even more so. And you want to make sure that you're not arching. So let's go ahead and do a couple more of those. Chin tall, near arm, and chest up. So another thing that's really important too is a lot of times when people finish a one arm cartwheel, they want to land with one arm up in the air. You want to make sure that both arms still come up for that finish. Okay? So let's go ahead and do two more near arm cartwheels. Here, both hands up and finish. And let's do one more. Arms up by your ears. And near arm cartwheel and finish. Good. So after we do that, we are going to do the one that's a little bit harder, I think, which is the far arm cartwheel. So instead of going for my cartwheel and that one hand is missing, or that one hand is touching, that one arm is going to miss. And you're going to go for your far arm. Okay, so your second hand. So if I'm a lefty, then that means my right arm is going to be supporting me. If I'm a righty, that means my left arm is going to be supporting me. Okay? So arms up by your ears. You're just going to miss that first hand and go for the second one. Okay? And up. So this one too, it's a little bit harder to keep square and to keep that perfect rainbow position. You just have to stay tight. Keep the hips as square as you can. Okay, so let's try another far arm. Arms up by your ears. Oh wait, I just put my right leg up. That was weird. And far arm, both arms up and finish. So these are really good for your aerial and for dive cartwheels because this trains your body to do a cartwheel in a different kind of way where you have to exaggerate the back leg going over. You have to give it almost like a little bit of flight without actually giving it flight like you would in a dive cartwheel. So let's go ahead and do two more far arm. Oh, sorry, top. And chest up. Good. Let's do one more. Arms up by your ears. And far arm, chest up, and finish. So the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to work on our dive cartwheel. So I want you to get your pillow back out. So for a dive cartwheel, it's really important that you have an arm circle and that you have a really powerful back leg catapulting you So when you do a dive cartwheel, you want there to be flight. So in a normal cartwheel, at least one part of your body is on the ground at all times. So once you go for the cartwheel, your hands touch and then your feet can come up. And once your feet touch, then your hands can come up. With a dive cartwheel, there's a moment in time when you're reaching for your hands that both your hands and your feet are off the ground at the same time. And that's what gives it that flight, that dive into the cartwheel. So what helps with that is, first of all, the underarm circle before you go into the cartwheel, and that back leg as you're coming up, really getting it up over your head, just like you were doing with the near arm and bar armed one-arm cartwheels. Another thing too is this foot here, this leg here that is your base, is really important too. You need that to be strong so that it can give you powerful and lift as you're getting that leg up and over. So I'll go ahead and show you one first. So you're here, you're reaching underneath, and you're lifting up, and then you're coming up from the cartwheel, okay? So maybe I can try it sideways so you can see. All right, so seeing how there's gonna be lift here. Let's really pray that I don't hit the door in front of me. I guess we'll find out, won't we? It's fun, it's like suspenseful. So I'm here, arm circle, lift, and then my arms are going up and over, okay? I'm gonna face the forward again. So let's do the arm circle together. So I'm in my lunge, my arms, so I always think about it because sometimes it can get confusing, an arm circle. You want to think arms up by your ears first. You want to go behind your ponytail and then reaching up and over, okay? If you have to do it where you're having to go forward and then go backwards, that's not it. Okay, it's one circle, one backward circle, and then as you're coming up from the backward circles, that's when you go for the cartwheel. Okay? So let's go ahead and try that again. So arms up here. So this pillow is really helpful for visualization as well, because we're actually actively cartwheeling over something. So you want to get that lift, you want to get that jump, okay? So I'm here. Arm circle behind me. Lift. Hand chest up. Finish. Very good. Go ahead, try a couple more of those. Arms up by your ears. Behind us. Lift up. And finish. Okay? Do a couple more. So making sure, too, that there is a little bit of pressure once you're landing onto your hand. Because it is going to feel different than when you're doing a normal cartwheel. You can almost tell immediately if you're not doing the actual dive part correctly, if you're just placing onto your hands. Okay? When you do a dive cartwheel, there should be like some oomph when your hands hit the ground, because you are getting flight off the ground. Let's go ahead and do a couple more of these. Some dive cartwheel action. Right, arms up by your ears, circling behind us, lifting up, and finishing. Good. Let's go ahead and do two more. Rolling your wrists out if you need to. I'm doing this on a wood deck, which I don't think my grown-up wrists are loving for me, but what are you gonna do? Alright, arms back by your ears, arm circle behind you, lift, chest up. That's another really important thing about a dive cartwheel too, because a dive cartwheel is meant to be for a lead up to an aerial. And an aerial, if we don't know, is a no-armed cartwheel, so no hands touch the ground. You're just relying on the body positions that we've learned in the past drills that we've been doing to get you up and over and back landing up on your feet. And that's very important with when you do an aerial as well. There's an arm circle, and then there's the leg kicking over, okay? So you want to make sure too, when you're landing your dive cartwheel, that you're not leaving your chest down on the ground. You want to plant that back foot and get your chest up as quickly as you can, okay? Let's do one more. Really thinking about all of that. Arms up by your ears, arm circle behind you, back leg, lift, chest up tall, okay? Very, very good. So the last thing I'm going to have you guys try, I'm just going to try this pretty briefly, is it's kind of the same idea, except instead of getting the lift in the beginning, you're going to try and get the lift at the end. So you're going to do your cartwheel, but when you pop up from your cartwheel, you want to lift your hands up like this, okay? So let me show it to you first. So I'm going to do a normal cartwheel, and then I'm going to pop my hands up and lift up tall. Okay? Let me show you sideways too. That helps. So, see, there we go. I'm going to do my cartwheel, normal cartwheel, then pop my hands up and try and get my chest up tall. So when your hands are here, you want to try to pop them up and get your chest up. Alright, let's try that one more time. So here, and pop my hands up, chest up tall. Okay? Let's do one more of those. And then we will be done for the day. Arms up by your ears, normal cartwheel, pop your chest up. Okay? So it's kind of the same idea, except as the dive cartwheel, except you're getting the lift at the end and working on popping your chest up rather than getting the lift going into the cartwheel. Okay? Because both of those combined are going to almost equal an aerial, which is super fun. Whoop, I'm falling. So I hope you guys enjoyed my cartwheel clinic. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you guys this Friday when we get to learn our super fun routines. And I also hope to see you guys next week. Can't wait to see you guys in the gym. And I hope that everybody's staying happy and healthy.